a head start on Rock Me Babe, and I'm not too worried about playing it straight through as I am getting some of the fundamental things out of the way that will help us learn it quicker. So first thing is, we're used to A being on the first string, M being on the second, and I being on the third, with a variation here and there, or an exception here and there if that's the case. But for this one, the whole first line, we're going to stay with A on the second string, M on the third, I on the fourth, because that's where the melody is. We want to be able to have that kind of worked out before we really learn the song. So the way I would say to break it down is to look at beat 2 and 3 of Rock Me Babe on measure 1, where the thumb is going to play the bass note, and then that second string open is going to be played by A finger. M is going to play the next string, the third string, and then the first finger is going to play that fourth string E, that 2 right there. So you have, and I would just get used to playing P, A, M, I, P, A, M, I, P, A, M, I. Take it as slow as you want. When you have the hang of that, you can add the pinch on the beginning of beat 3. P, A, pinch, I. Okay? When that feels good, add the first beat, which is a low E and the third finger D. Okay? That's the same thing you're playing. When you're playing the second beat, you're just playing it now, the third finger down. Okay, so you're going to go P, A, and then do your P, A, M, I. So it's P, A, P, A, M, I. And then the low E finishes off that measure. Okay, that's the whole measure. P, A, P, A, M, I. Low E. Okay? When that feels good, let's isolate the triplet in measure 2, which is the third beat there. All we're really doing is, you've done that before. You're just gonna first finger's gonna hammer on. Sorry, what am I doing? From G to G sharp. Okay, just playing that by itself. Your middle finger is playing that hammer on. And then the I finger is going to play the E down below. So it's, which we did before, but you just didn't hammer on. It's the same thing. M, I, M, I, M, I, M, I. When that feels good, grab the pinch. Okay? Then add the beat before it, so we have the P, A, M, I. Okay, so it's beat 2 and 3 of measure 2. P, A, M, I. P, A, M, I. Alright, I'm pinching. When it feels good, you can grab that pinch on the third beat that's with that triplet. P, A, pinch, I. All right, and then the last thing you do is is put together the rest of that measure. So it's same idea as measure 1. P, A, P, A, M, I. Okay? The only difference between measure 1 and measure 2 is there's a hammer on. Okay, so if you get the hang of what you just did, then play measure 1. I'll do that again. Then add that hammer on, and it's really just a little thing with your first finger that's the difference between measure 1 and measure 2. Measure 2. Okay, it's hard to get the context of that until you've practiced these little things by themselves. Measure 3 is the same as measure 1, except for we have an extra little 0, 2 at the end, which is a thumb index, a PI at the end. So P, A, P, A, M, I, P, I. All right? Just taking each of these little things a little bit at a time. Oh, and the last thing, we're going to take that, just practice just beat 1 of beat 1. You're going to thumb, and then when you play that third finger D, you can just tug it a little bit. I don't even care what note it is, just enough to kind of barely hear the note changing, okay? Because remember, a quarter tone, it's saying bend 1/4. A quarter is between a half step, which would be this note, okay? So you want to hear something between here and here. That's all it is, okay? So I don't want you to necessarily practice that bend in those measures until you got the measures down, so that you can focus on those measures first and then add that. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, just breaking it down a little bit at a time and then adding the rest of the measure and then working on the other measures subsequently after you've mastered measure 1. All right, have a good one.